What's up, J Fusion fans, and welcome back to another superhero time review. But before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that this video is not intended for viewers under the age of 13. So let's get started. Now, for today's Kamen Rider Zero One. Now, the main point, or probably what should have been the highlight of this episode, is the debut of Kamen Rider Zero One Shining Assault Hopper. But it turns out, well, probably spoilers. It just happens at the end of the episode, just like last time. But how he obtains the assault trigger, well, it's kind of simple, but I'm not gonna spoil that really. So, what actually happens is that, well, Metsubo Jinrai again trying to make their big move, continuing from last week's episode. Now, speaking of MetsuboJinrai.net, there's been a shot in the preview of Horobi getting destroyed. Ironic since Horobi means to destroy, right? Or destruction, rather. And the Huma gear that represents destruction gets destroyed. Or is he really done for? So that's actually gonna be for the next episode. Now, I'm going to go on a tangent here and just focus on Kamen Rider Zero One Shining Assault Hopper. Now, of course, we've seen for the past two episodes the debut of Shining Hopper, but I think, while the new upgrade looks great, it actually looks much better than Shining Hopper. I feel that this development might have been a bit too fast. So, like, yeah, you just got a power up like 2 episodes ago, and then you're gonna get another power up today. So, that's just weird, in my opinion. Now, the idea isn't bad, it's just too soon for another power up, maybe you could have waited I don't know, like 3 more episodes perhaps. Like let Shining Hopper get its time and show us what it can do. Like, it seems to me personally that the Shining Hopper seems to be like an incomplete power up, given that, well, I guess this may be some spoilers for the previous episodes, but it was that gave the data. He actually sacrificed himself to complete the Shining Hopper progress key instead of is. So, in order to complete that, he actually gave up his own data, which had information regarding Zero One's battles. So, like, battle data, so that the progress key can like keep up with Aruto. So probably if Izu had sacrificed herself, I think there would be much better information, because she was the one directly observing Aruto and how he fights, and saw only a bit of Aruto in action, and then he used his data to augment the programming of the Shining Hopper progress key. So, because of Waz's incomplete data, even though the Shining Hopper has, of course, been upgraded, I think that probably wouldn't have been enough. So, it was like, had Izu actually again sacrificed herself, the progress key might have had better programming. But again, in this episode, Aruto also uses the assault trigger, and we do see the authorized buster in axe mode, because in the previous episode it was only in buster mode, like the gun mode. So yeah, but again, they only did it for like a few seconds, like only at the end of the episode. Which, come on, is it going to be? Is it how it's going to be? So like the execution, uh, like you could have let the Aruto fight against the against Metsubojinai.net for a little bit, and then maybe cut it in the middle and uh, probably continue it in the next episode. But yeah, finishing it with transformation just to show that Aruto actually transformed into Shining Assault Hopper. Yeah, I mean, that's just a bit of a waste, I think. But yeah, it actually, compared to last week's episode, we did see the debut of Assault Wolf, and then we do see him in action. In fact, it's a full scene. So he transforms, he fights, and even does his finisher all in a single episode. So why not do it this time as well? So that's what I am kind of concerned about. But for the rest of the episode, like plot wise, it's actually great. So Horobi seems to have a greater plan. We also see Guy Amatsu's intentions. So we might see Kamen Rider Thouser coming soon. Hopefully in an episode or two, probably. So we're going to watch out for that. But anyways, for this Kamen Rider Zero One episode, I'm just gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. So not very high, but again, the execution of Shining Assault Hopper in this episode seems so lacking to me. I mean, again, you just give it a few seconds and that just call it a day. Nah, I didn't like that personally. So moving on to Ryu Soldier. Now, we also see another debut here. So the Ryuso Caliber and the Noblesse Ryu Soldier forms for both Ryuso Red and Ryuso Gold. So uh, in the previous episode, so I guess this is gonna be a bit of a spoiler for the previous episode. So at the end of the previous episode of Ryu Soldier, Seto takes out a map and points the Ryu Soldiers to what is called the Temple of the Beginning, in order to obtain a power up, which is of course the Ryuso Caliber. So the Ryu Soldiers search for that temple in the Kanaro and Ko, as you might guess it already. So they enter that temple, and like any probably traditional Super Sentai trope, so there are challenges in order to obtain the power up. So whatever challenges they faced, so that is for you guys to see. So also with the Temple of the Beginning, we also see the temple's guardian spirit, which is actually Yuno. And it's actually nice that they like Cole actually remembers Yuno because of the events of the Ryu Soldier movie. I believe it's out already. Someone probably had uploaded it already. So if you have time, you can probably check it out. So yeah, so from the Ryu Soldier movie comes back, but of course, given that even though the Ryuso tribe people, the people of the Ryuso tribe live very long lives, they're not in any way immortal. So of course, she's more likely just a ghost at this point. So yeah, but nonetheless, Rie Kitahara reprises her role as Yuno for this episode of Ryusoulger in order to give Ko and Kanalo the trials that they need in order to obtain the Ryuso caliber, and of course, we also see it in action in the same episode. So that's actually for you guys to see as well. So not much in terms of the actual story. So we just have a focus on obtaining the Ryuso caliber. And speaking of the Ryuso caliber and the noblesse form, we do see it shared between Ko and Kanaro. Actually, Ko starts using the Yuso caliber, so he does get to use it first. Well, as any other power up, really, the Red Ranger always gets first dibs. So, but Kanalo used it a bit longer because Ko actually switched to his Max Ryuso Red form. So I guess that's kind of fair, if you could call it fair. But again, while they were chosen by the sword, I'm not sure if the other U soldiers get to use it. Probably not. Probably not. This is just an assumption, but I am, kind of hopeful that they do get to use it at some point. I mean, it doesn't look like it's meant for just one ranger. Well, it was meant for two, at least how I saw it, but maybe again in future episodes, they could share it with the other rangers as well. So hopefully that happens. But seeing it in action is actually kind of nice. Sure, it's just like a cape. Nothing much in terms of visuals, like compared to Max Ryuso Red, which is a drastic change in design. Like of course, given that Cole actually wears a modified Gaisog armor, and his undersuit changes from red to black. So that's definitely change in design, and that's obviously a power up. But again, maybe there's a bit of a strength boost or something, or everything just comes from the sword. If power ups are to be considered, but anyway, maybe Kanado might use it more often than Ko, because Ko, again, he already has the Max Yuso Red form, so maybe they might switch from time to time with the use of the Ryuso caliber. But anyways, that's just what I see so far. So for this Ryusoulger episode, again, not a great episode, but like if I compare it to today's Zero One, I think today's Ryusoulger is a bit better, so I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. So anyways, that's it for today's superhero time review. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hit that notification bell so you get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you on the next superhero time review. Bye!